Hi, I'm Kristen Amdahl and welcome back to my studio and channel. In this video, I want to show you some tips and tricks for making one of the projects from my brand new book, 52 Crochet Gifts. And in this video, I'll show you some of the tips for getting started. In this video, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for making the Belinda linked stitch hat. Linked stitches provide a soft yet dense fabric that is perfect for the windiest of days. A scalloped edging along the brim adds a feminine touch. You'll need 2 balls of Be So Baby yarn and an I9 or 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Let's get started. We will be using the yarn doubled throughout the project, so you want to either wind both balls into one ball together or just pull the yarn from each of the balls individually. Either way will work just fine. You want to start by tying your yarn to your crochet hook. Now you can follow along with the written pattern or with the chart, and we're going to start with a chain 5 and slip stitch to the 5th chain from your hook to form a ring. Round 1 begins with a chain 1. We're going to work a single crochet in the ring, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, 1 linked half double crochet, insert your crochet hook into the side of the stitch just worked, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, or insert your hook into the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Next, we're going to do 10 linked double crochets in the ring, and that's insert your hook into the side of the stitch just worked, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert your hook into the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. And we'll do that again. Insert your hook into the side of the stitch just worked, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert your hook in the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. Okay, so this is what the end of round 1 should look like. We have 1 single crochet, 1 linked half double crochet, and 10 linked double crochets. We're not going to join in the round, we're going to be working in a spiral. So if it helps, you can put a stitch marker at the beginning of the round to help you remember where the rounds begin and end. Otherwise, I'll be showing you how we count them for the tutorial. So round 2 begins with 2 double crochets in the first stitch from the previous round. So that was the single crochet. So we're going to insert our crochet hook in the side of the stitch just worked, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert our crochet hook in that first stitch from round 1, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. We're going to insert our crochet hook into the side of the stitch just worked again, yarn over, pull up a loop, which is now the most recent stitch, but then insert into that same stitch on the previous round, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you see we have 2 linked double crochets in that first stitch. And what we're going to do for round 2 is work 2 linked double crochets into each stitch around. This is what your work should look like at the end of round 2. You should have 24 linked double crochets. What we're going to be doing now is working in the same rate of increase that we would be doing if we were working a basic hat in double crochet worked from the top down from the crown, meaning that of the 12 stitches in the first round, we increased by putting 2 stitches in each stitch for the second round. Then in the third round, it's going to be 2 double crochets in one stitch, 1 double crochet in the next, and then in the following round, 2 double crochets in the first stitch, 1 double crochet each in the next 2 stitches. And that normal rate of increase we're going to be doing on this hat, except we're going to be doing all of those stitches linked. So round 3 begins with 2 linked double crochets in the first stitch, and 1 linked double crochet in the next stitch. And this is where it may get easier to place a stitch marker on your work. So let me grab a stitch marker. So this was our first stitch of this round. Especially because we're working in a spiral, not in rounds, it makes it a little harder to count your stitches. So this round began, this is round 3, began with 2 linked double crochets in the first stitch and 1 linked double crochet in the next stitch. and we're going to repeat that all the way around. This is what your work should look like at the end of round 3, and you should have 36 stitches total. Round 4 begins with 2 linked double crochets in the first stitch, then 1 linked double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. And I'm going to remove my stitch marker to get started. So our repeat is 2 linked double crochets in the first stitch, and 1 linked double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. Before I continue though, I want to reattach my stitch marker. And we're going to repeat this all the way around. 2 linked double crochets in the next stitch, then 1 linked double crochet in each of the next 2. This is what your work should look like at the end of round 4. You should have a total of 48 stitches, 4 times the original 12. And at this point, we're done working in the increases for the crown. So for the remainder of the hat, you're going to be working 1 linked double crochet in each stitch around for the desired length of the hat. What you have to do then is adjust for the fact that we worked in a spiral instead of working in the round. If we had been working in a round this whole time, we would have had the equal height at the beginning and end of the round and slip stitch to join and worked a chain 3 to begin the next round. But because we worked in a spiral so that you couldn't see the beginning and end of each round, we end up having this jog at the end. And the way that you fix that or make it invisible anytime you work in a spiral, not just in linked double crochets, you want to gradually decrease the height of your stitch over a couple of stitches to get rid of that jog. And how we do that is the same way we started the hat, and that's by working a linked half double crochet and then a single crochet to gradually decrease our stitches back down. So the half double crochet is, again, insert your hook in the side of the stitch just worked, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Then we will single crochet in the next stitch, and you see we've now gradually decreased our stitches to not have that obvious jog there. So, okay, so now pretend that we've worked all the rows of the working even in the hat. We did our graduating decrease so that we covered up that jog, and then the final round of the hat is to work that beautiful scalloped border. And how we would be doing that at the end of the hat is a chain 3 and then a 2 double crochet cluster in the same stitch. That's a yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the specified stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Skip the next 2 stitches and single crochet in the next. And by skipping stitches after the cluster and then single crocheting, that's what turns our cluster on the side to give us that beautiful scalloped edge. I'll show you that again. It's chain 3, 2 double crochet cluster in the same stitch, skip the next 2 stitches and single crochet in the next. And that's what'll give you that beautiful scalloped border. This is basically a very similar style to any hat, any basic double crochet hat you've ever worked before. The only difference that makes this really special is the fact that we worked all of our stitches as link stitches, and it gives us this really thick fabric that's not super dense, but really does tighten up all of the holes in the nature of the double crochet to make it that much warmer and that much cozier. Also, doubling the yarn also makes it extra cushy. This is a great hat to wear on a super cold and windy winter day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about anything we talked about today, please feel welcome to leave them for me in the comments. You can find links to everything I showed you today in the video description below. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video.